beyond that, we sat down and decided that the political line of operation was actually the main effort. In other words, that could trump the security line of operation. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got to have security, or you're not going to have economic development, political development. I remember, in fact, there was a period when, Baghdad was so completely out of control. You have to remember that when the decision was made to conduct the surge, December of 2006, ultimately, there were 53 dead bodies every 24 hours on the streets of Baghdad.
It was horrible.
Average, 53 dead bodies just from sectarian violence. There were some from other categories of violence. And then we would have people call us and ask us when they were going to pass legislation, and I'd say, hey, they're just trying to survive. So you had to drive down the level of violence. But I would go in and I'd say, hey, Ryan, we're looking at an operation, say, in Sutter City tonight. What's your take? What will the traffic bear tonight? We know it's going to be sensitive. We know there's pitfalls out there potentially. What do you think? And occasionally he'd come back and say, you might want to go sit under a tree until that thought passes, Dave. And, or actually he'd say, let's push that to the right a little bit and delay it a tad.
You adjusted
and
your operations?
We would. I don't think I ever did something that he advised against doing. And there was deference in both directions. I mean, the September 2007 testimony originally was not going to be the two of us. There was a period, I went back actually and did one that was behind closed doors. And because the cameras weren't there, it was a much different hearing, I might add. But I think it was in April or May of 2007. We had the big, hearing, that was the hearing of all hearings in 2007 in September. But the one behind closed doors, I was by myself, although they had the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Deputy Secretary of State, and the Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Those are supposedly my flank. But the fact was, none of them was in Iraq full time. And so you just ended up getting even the economic and social and political questions. And so we said, hey, we got to go back as a team. And we did.